It challenges the way science explains life itself. For decades, science leaned on electricity as the language of communication within the body. According to Howard, DNA reacts to sound. It tightens, celebrates, from Egyptian chants to Tibetan singing bowls. Why are certain ideas shut down so aggressively? Is it fear of misinformation or fear of disruption? The world runs on rhythm, not just in music or language, but in the very blueprint of life. And now actor and self-taught physicist Terrence Howard is pulling back the curtain on a theory so wild, it challenges the way science explains life itself. What if DNA doesn't just carry genetic code, but responds to sound like a living instrument, tuning and detuning with every frequency that hits it? At the core of human DNA are 5 basic elements: hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and oxygen. But it's not just chemistry. Howard points out that these atoms form a structure like a ladder. Phosphorus and oxygen create the legs, while the rungs, adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine, spell out the genetic code. Yet what really makes it all come alive isn't static structure, it's movement, it's frequency. For decades, science leaned on electricity as the language of communication within the body. But newer studies suggest something different. Frequency might be the real messenger. That changes everything. Every element, from hydrogen to nitrogen, doesn't just sit there, it sings. Hydrogen, for example, resonates in the key of E and gives off a yellow hue. Oxygen, somewhere between F and F sharp, with a glow closer to green. This isn't just poetic, it's physics. There's a reason certain songs hit harder. Ever been in a room when a track from the past comes on and suddenly everyone lights up like something ancient woke up? That reaction isn't just nostalgia, it's biological. According to Howard, DNA reacts to sound. It tightens, celebrates, comes alive when it hears its prime resonant frequency. It's like each person has a private song encoded deep within their cells, and when it plays, something sacred clicks into place. But it's not always that simple. Frequencies don't exist in a vacuum. They clash, overlap, distort. When external frequencies interfere, say a generator emitting the wrong tone, it can throw off the entire symphony within. Think dominoes falling out of sync. One wrong note in the sequence can lead to a structural misfire in DNA itself. That's the theory behind what Howard calls harmonic wave resequencing, a concept he's building into a device alongside a doctor who reportedly has cured terminal illnesses using frequency. It's not about cutting or chemicals. It's about restoring harmony, bringing the body back to its natural rhythm without ever making a single incision. Sounds far-fetched? Maybe, but this idea isn't new. Ancient civilizations were already onto it. From Egyptian chants to Tibetan singing bowls, they used sound as medicine, understanding what modern science is just now starting to test. Which brings up a big shift that's barely talked about. Now, frequency shapes everything, from the tiniest particles to the farthest stars. It doesn't just whisper through the cosmos. It roars, pulses, and hums through every living thing and every object known to man. And understanding it might be the key to unlocking a whole new level of reality. Start with the atom, the building block of all matter. It's easy to assume atoms are solid, but that's far from the truth. Quantum mechanics flip that idea on its head. Turns out atoms are more like clouds of possibilities. They're electrons dancing to specific, unchanging rhythms. These aren't just random movements. They vibrate at frequencies so precise, they define what an atom is. Take cesium, for example. The atomic clock, the most accurate clock ever built, relies on cesium's vibrations, ticking at exactly 9,192,631,770 cycles per second. That's not just precision, that's how time itself is officially measured. Now consider what Tesla once said. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. This wasn't just philosophical musing. Tesla worked directly with frequencies in his experiments, especially through alternating current. He found ways to manipulate them and move electricity over long distances. Some say he once used a tiny mechanical oscillator that matched a building's natural frequency and nearly shook it to the ground. Whether myth or fact, the idea stands. Frequencies can build or destroy, depending on how they're used. That destructive side, it's very real. Every object has a resonance frequency, a natural rhythm at which it vibrates. For humans, the eye sockets hit a weird point at 18 hertz. Hit that with a matching vibration, and it can blur vision or even cause distress. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge disaster is a textbook example of this. Wind matched the bridge's resonance frequency, and the entire structure twisted and collapsed. All from vibrations lining up just right, or just wrong. But frequency doesn't stop at Earth's doorstep. Out in space, stars and planets hum their own tunes. Pulsars spin and flash like cosmic lighthouses, emitting ultra-precise frequencies that scientists can track like clockwork. Even the sun vibrates. Through a field known as helioseismology, researchers listen to its internal echoes to figure out what's going on beneath its fiery surface. Across history, those who've tuned into this hidden rhythm often faced backlash. Their work, sometimes decades ahead of its time, tends to vanish into obscurity or get swallowed up by bureaucracy. Nikola Tesla's research reportedly disappeared after his death, confiscated by government agencies. Some say his ideas were too radical to be left in public hands. Whether that's speculation or fact, what remains clear is that his potential never got its full due. The same fate met Royal Raymond Rife, a man who believed certain frequencies could cure disease. His so-called Rife machine aimed to destroy pathogens through targeted vibration. Critics attacked the science, and the legal system eventually crushed his work. It's not just scientists either. Actor Terrence Howard, known for blockbuster films, suddenly veered into uncharted waters with claims about frequency and DNA. Whether his theories carry scientific weight is still up for debate. But the timing of his fade from the spotlight stirred suspicion. He stepped off the Hollywood stage and straight into obscurity, leaving many to wonder if his shift toward controversial science played a part. That pattern keeps repeating. Wilhelm Reich claimed to have discovered organ energy, something he said could fight disease and boost life force. He ended up in prison. More recently, figures like Dr. Judy Mikovits have raised controversial questions about viruses and vaccines, facing harsh backlash from the scientific establishment. Valid or not, their treatment raises deeper questions. Why are certain ideas shut down so aggressively? Is it fear of misinformation or fear of disruption? The real power struggle might not be over facts, but control. Who gets to decide which ideas go public and which ones get buried? The media plays gatekeeper, choosing what the public sees. Frequency-based therapies barely make it into mainstream discussion, despite cultural and historical evidence of their use. Could it be that these ideas clash with the profit models of big industries, especially in healthcare? The lack of open conversation has consequences. When ideas like frequency healing are mocked or dismissed outright, curiosity dies before it can grow. The few who continue to explore them end up preaching to the choir, isolated from mainstream acceptance. That silence is deafening and deliberate. It keeps the focus on what's already accepted and shuts the door on anything that might upend the system. In a world where everything, thoughts, bodies, buildings, stars, moves to a rhythm, ignoring frequency might be the greatest mistake. Tuning into the right one could mean the difference between chaos and harmony, sickness and health, destruction and breakthrough. Maybe the real revolution doesn't lie in new inventions or massive discoveries, but in learning to hear what's been vibrating all along. What do you think? Tell us in the comments below. Before you leave, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. See you in the next one.